Hello everyone, how are you all doing? Hope everyone's all right. Everyone's safe and well. For those who don't know me, I've never been here before, you're very, very welcome. My name is Simon and I'm one of the Peachfolio core team. We try and do one of these every week if we can, although we did have a bit of a gap of a few weeks over the Christmas period because I was quite unwell, but I was fit enough to do one last week, so we're doing another one this week, and hopefully we'll continue to do that over the next few weeks and months. So for those who have not ever joined us before, like I say, you're very, very welcome. How this works is I do a bit of a chat for maybe 10, 15 minutes or so, just to give an update on where we are as a team, where we are as a project, and what's coming up soon. And then I leave it open, and if people want to ask me a question in chat, that's fine, you can do that. Or if you want to leave a question into the Telegram, that's also fine. I'll have a look at the Telegram later on. If there's any questions in there, I'll try my best to answer them. Also, please note we do record this, and it is being recorded at the minute. So if you do choose to ask me a question in the chat, just be aware that your voice will be recorded. And then we upload this onto YouTube normally. And also it'll be uploaded into our Telegram. So just bear that in mind if you do want to ask a question. But hopefully you're all okay with that. And I hope everyone's well. As I say, it's been obviously COVID is still an issue for all of us in all parts of the world. So I hope everybody's keeping safe and well. So we'll get started then. So I have a few things just to, I suppose, update you on really today. Obviously, this week, I suppose, is the week before the launch of the PeachHub. February 3rd is the date for the launch, which is, let me just check my calendar. Yes, that's next Thursday. So we're just over a week away from the launch of the PeachHub. And so as you can imagine, as a team, we're very, very busy at the minute in the background, finalizing the hub as it is. We're doing a lot of testing. There's a lot of work still going on in the back end of it, but we're confident that we'll get it out on the 3rd, and it's looking great. I have to say we're really excited about it. We're really pleased with how it looks and how it's working. Obviously, the first launch, will not be the full product, so there will be certain aspects of the hub that won't be available right from the start that we will implement at a later date. But we're confident you'll be happy with it and you'll be pleased with what you see, and you see the potential in the product that we're developing. We're going to, I think we're going to drop our first sort of teaser image of it, of how it is actually looking right now. We're going to do that probably right after this AMA. I'll post a little picture of how it's looking into the Telegram, and then I would imagine we'll probably put something on our socials as well, just to advertise how it looks and how it's going at the minute. So that should be an interesting and hopefully quite exciting thing for everyone in the community to finally see what it's going to look like. And I suppose we're only a week away from it being launched, so you can be fairly confident that the image that we share today is certainly how the first PeachHub, or how it's version 1 of the PeachHub, as I should say, is going to look. And hopefully you'll be pleased by that, and we're really happy with it. You may have seen, I think probably in the white paper, there were sort of mock-ups of how we hoped it would look. And any of you who have been with us for a while probably remember the new white paper coming out several months ago, and you'll have maybe seen some images of what we felt the PeachHub would look like. If you've seen them, then how it is going to look should be very familiar to you, because it's very similar to how we felt it would look back then. So, which is great. So we're really looking forward to it. And as I say, we're still testing it, but we're very confident that we'll have it out next Thursday. So next week's going to be a really exciting week. as I say, this week is very, very busy for us as a team. So if we're not about as much as we normally are, that's probably the reason, is because we're all extremely busy in the background, just trying to get everything ready for next week. But there's lots of stuff that we're doing, I suppose, outside of the development of the hub. Some of it is related, of course, to the hub, and that is the continuing work that we're doing alongside Polygon. And obviously the plan is that when the hub launches, there will be Polygon integration, hopefully right from the very start. That's something that we're working on right now. We're working closely with Polygon to integrate their technology into the hub. So all being well, that should be ready to go next week. And obviously following that, then we'll be looking at doing the same for the Peachfolio app as well on your phone. So the PeachHub will have the integration of Polygon first, and then hopefully relatively soon we'll get that integration onto the Peachfolio app as well. And obviously why that is important for us is really it opens up a brand new market and a brand new community to us that we've never had access to before. And Polygon is a very fast growing, really popular project, and it's growing all the time. There's lots and lots of new tokens and projects being built on it all the time. So we believe we're getting in at a really good time. And it's going to be the first of hopefully many other blockchains and projects that we will link in with. We are collaborating with other blockchains at the minute. We're in discussions with a few different options. Obviously, we can't say at the minute what's the most likely next step, I suppose, in terms of blockchain integration. But you can imagine the sort of ones that we're talking to. You know, obviously at the minute we have BNB with Ethereum, and very soon we'll have Polygon. But obviously you've got some really, really big popular blockchains out there and projects that obviously would be great to have integrated as well. I suppose the likes of Solana, Cardano, you know, big projects like that. And obviously these are the ones that we're sort of targeting. So hopefully over the coming weeks we'll maybe have more announcements to make in that direction. But at the minute we're not there yet. We're focusing purely on Polygon at the minute, and we're really excited about that. And there's going to be a lot of stuff, I suppose, from us to try and promote ourselves to the Polygon community. In the same way we tried to do that with the BNB and Ethereum communities, I suppose, looking at popular projects on those blockchains, and trying to link with different projects, I suppose, for them to maybe highlight themselves within our ecosystem on the Peachfolio app and with what will be the hub, but also for us to, I suppose, highlight what we do to their communities as well. So as we have done from the very start, we're always looking to reach out and find new opportunities to, I suppose, promote the project and promote what we're doing. And we're always working on building that brand awareness, and that's what we're continuing to do in the background. We're always reaching out to different options that we feel would be a good fit for us, and we're continually having discussions with different groups and different people. So as I think I've said many times before, we're having plenty of irons in different fires. So we're really excited about the future. I mean, obviously the market conditions at the minute, and I know the market conditions have been really difficult over the last few months, and obviously the last week or so has been no different. There's obviously been a big downtrend in crypto generally. Bitcoin obviously is the main focus, and really whatever Bitcoin tends to do, everything else generally does follow. So obviously Bitcoin's had a bit of a downtrend and had a bit of a steep drop there in the last week or two, and unfortunately that brought the likes of BNB and so on down with it. And obviously we as a project, we're a very small project really in the grand scheme of things. When BNB goes down, obviously our token is linked to BNB, so that does have an impact on our price of our token and our market cap. And obviously people get jittery and get worried and see prices going down and red color everywhere in their portfolios. And, some people choose to get out at that point. And, that's fine. Everybody has to make their own choices, I suppose, in life and their own investments. And all we can do is continue to build the ecosystem that we've said we will, continue to develop the products that we're doing. And we're very calm about it. We've been ups and downs since we started this. No doubt there will be plenty of ups and downs in the future as well, with regards to the overall market conditions and I suppose our token in general. We're very confident for a very good future, and the PeachHub is the next big stage and big step for us forward, hopefully, as a project. So we're staying very positive. We're looking forward to new opportunities. And we're really excited about the PeachHub launch next week, and how that will bring us on as a project, I suppose, in many ways. It should open a lot of doors for us, we hope. And it's exciting time. So I know there's a lot of people waiting to see what the Fed are going to say today about the interest rates and so on, and that could have there's macro different things going on at the minute that are outside of our control. A project our size, we've no control over these things, and you are, in many ways, you just have to go with whatever happens. So if the Fed decide to say they're going to increase interest rates to try and counter inflation, that's likely to drop the market, not just the crypto market, but also the FTSE and things like that, the overall proper stonks market as well. So if that happens, the price may well go down. But conversely, if they're a little bit more dovish, then we may see a bit of an uptrend, and certainly that's what I hope will happen. But these things happen, they go up and down. But if you've been with us for a long time, and you can see, first of all, we're a utility project. Our success is tied to our products really, and us getting it out there, and the user base and the brand awareness growing over time. And we do see that. And our plan has always been focus on the product first, and the token will follow. And that's very much what our focus has been and will continue to be. So hopefully you stick with us and you can see what we're trying to do. And there's a lot of great stuff coming, lots of exciting stuff coming. And there's things that you don't even know about yet that we're working on, that hopefully, if they come through, should be great opportunities for us to keep building and keep going. So and some projects do delay things because of the market conditions, and I understand why people do that. Particularly if you're launching a product or something like that, you want to try and do it in as favorable conditions as possible. But as I said, we can't control what the market's doing. So we have set a deadline now of the 3rd of February. We're working very hard to meet that. And whether the market's up or down, we're going to launch. We're going to launch the hub, and we're going to continue doing what we're doing. So don't worry about what the overall market is doing. Just focus on, I suppose, the different developments that we're doing, and hopefully that will convince you that we're here for the long run, and we're very positive and going forward and continuing to build, and that's what the plan is. And things may go down. This could be the start of an extended bear market. We just don't know. I don't think it is personally, but it could be for a while. And I suppose the thing is, if the market does continue to be down, eventually it will recover, and no doubt will hit new all-time highs, as it has done every other time. And we want to be there, I suppose, when that uptrend happens. We want to try and be at the forefront of the next big wave of optimism and money that comes into the market. So we want to try and position ourselves in the right way, and that is all about having the right product out there and building a user base and brand awareness, so that whenever the market does recover and the people start investing again and want to invest a lot of money, we'll be seen as a very attractive proposition because we'll have been there for some time. Already, I think, certainly in terms of B&B projects, I would say a lot of the projects that started around the time that we did, I would say the majority of them probably don't exist anymore. So we're already, I suppose, in terms of B&B sort of smaller projects, we're probably one of the ones that have been around for the longest. And with that builds trust, I suppose, in a project and a team. And obviously the products that we continue to build and improve as we go along should make us quite an attractive proposition going forward. As I say, we want to be there ready and to be seen as a credible and strong team and project for when that new money comes into the market. So we're not concerned. In fact, everything's an opportunity, and that's what we're looking at. Whether it's down or whether it's up, we keep looking for opportunities and building what we're doing, so that whenever things start to recover, we'll be in a brilliant position. We'll be in a really strong position, and it's really exciting. It's a really exciting time for us. As I say, we had lots of plans when we first started the Peachfolio project. One of the big plans was to have the web app and the PeachHub as it now is, and it's really exciting as a team to see that we're now there. We're now very nearly, launching it. So it's great to sort of be there from the start when you just have an idea and then you develop a concept and how you want things to work. And then to see the development process and it sort of come to life. And then finally to launch it officially, and then you wait and see what the feedback is from the public. And that, of course, is a bit nerve-wracking because you want people to like it. But, good and bad feedback is very important. And we've learnt from the work we've done on the Peachfolio app that, even negative feedback or constructive criticism of certain aspects of an app or things that people think we've missed or could improve on, this is brilliant for us because it really helps us then improve on what we already have, and it can sometimes give you great ideas that you didn't know or haven't thought of yet, which can improve things. So we hope that when the hub is launched, we'll continue to get really good feedback from everybody in the community, because that's what makes our products good. And that's how we improve things. We test things and we do our best to make it as good as we possibly can. But anybody who's developed a product will know that there's always things there that you'll have missed, or there'll always be things that aren't quite right. And it's only really when it's launched and when lots and lots of people are using it that these things come to light. So it's really important that if you do find something that doesn't appear to work right, or you feel that something could be done in a better way, please let us know. We want to hear that, and would be delighted to talk to you about it. And yeah, so we're excited about it, and we're excited to see what you guys think of it. And yeah, it's going to be a great week. So I suppose that's really what I wanted to say just today. I'm going to have a quick look, first of all, at the Telegram to see if there's any questions. Let me have a look. I see Ty has asked about the bounty and the rewards. I think the plan is for the bounty rewards, we're going to start sending them out once we've released the hub. So as I said earlier, the hub is due for release on the 3rd of February, which is next Thursday. So really, once that's released, you should expect to see an announcement on the bounty, and we'll get everything set up, so that will be sent out. Okay, let me see if there's any other questions. Mo, hi Simon, will Polygon give you a grant after the PeachHub launch, and will Penny also launch the same as the hub? So obviously we've been in discussions with Polygon for some time now, and they really like what we're doing, and I suppose once they see the hub, and they are helping us test it, obviously, because we are implementing their technology into it. There's different opportunities for us potentially going forwards, and certainly if there were any grants available and we felt that we were eligible for them, we would certainly be putting ourselves forward for that. I can't say for certain that is the case at the minute, but we're always looking for different opportunities for investment, I suppose, and things like that. So certainly if Polygon do have grants and so on, we'd be really interested in exploring that with them. Will Penny also launched the same as a hub. Now, Penny, for those who don't know, is our price bot that we've been developing over the last month or two. I know we're still testing it at the minute. We're still sort of tweaking it and improving it as time goes on. I don't think it's due to launch at the same time as a hub, but I do know that we're hoping to launch it quite soon after the hub launches. Now, I don't have a specific date for that yet, Mo. I need to speak to the dev team that are actually developing that part of it. But as soon as I hear anything, or as soon as we're ready to announce something in relation to the bot, we'll let you know. But it should be great as well. It's going to be hopefully a really good way for us to build brand awareness about what we do to different communities in Telegram. And the good thing about it will be that once the PeachHub is launched, it will link directly to the PeachHub as well. So it should draw hopefully a lot of traffic to the hub, which is what we want. We want traffic, we want a lot of people using the hub. And it should be like a snowball effect. The more people are aware of the hub and use it, whatever standard we can get it to, and we want to get it to the best possible standard. People hopefully will be impressed by it and will keep using it. And then through that, those who maybe aren't aware of the Peachfolio app will be aware of that. Then hopefully they'll start using that, and then they'll also be aware of the token and the need for the token in the future when everything is properly locked. So as I say, it's all about getting that brand awareness and getting people to know what we're doing and getting to try things and try and see the products that we're doing. And over time, that will build people's interest in the token. Mark, are you considering popular call groups such as Golem Gems, Messiah, Travelad, Caesar once released, or don't need them really, and possibly they're pump and dumps which you don't want, or another reason? Do you know what happened to the Binance grant you applied for? Binance grant, haven't heard anything yet. I'm not sure if anybody's heard anything about that yet, from what I'm aware of. So we did apply for that grant, and we'll see what happens. It'd be fantastic if they choose us, but it's out of our hands. We've done all we can. The call groups, I mean, we've done similar things like that before. And I'm not saying that we won't do that. We certainly may consider that. We're still working with the crypto token marketing agency, and there is plans in there for us to promote the hub whenever it launches. The difficulty, I suppose, with things like this, first of all, yes, you're right. Some of them do, I suppose, attract bots. Some of them attract the pump and dump crowd that aren't really wanting to stick around and probably don't know much about the project, or maybe don't care, and are just after a quick gain. So everybody will sort of ape in on something for maybe a day or two, and the price will shoot up very quickly, and then they'll all sell and the thing will just dump. And that's not great for a project, for that to happen. It's not a healthy thing to happen. So we want to avoid things like that. We want more organic growth. But that's not to say, things like that can't be good. Depending on who they are and what sort of audience is interested in them. But what I would say is, the last few weeks, if they've taught us anything, I mean, I would say if we had paid £100,000, let's say, or $100,000 into marketing in the last 2 weeks, and we had used influencers, we'd put YouTube videos up, we'd done everything we possibly could to promote the token and the project, because of the way the market has gone, it would have had absolutely no impact whatsoever, and the token still would have fallen because Bitcoin fell really heavily and everything fell with it. So there is an element of timing to this as well. I think, to get the most benefit out of stuff like this. Now, obviously, we're still going ahead with the launch of the hub as we said we would. And as I said earlier, we can't predict or have any real influence over what the market will do. Certainly the overall market. So it's difficult. It's a balancing act. You want to try and do things that you feel will benefit the project and get more eyes on the project, but you want to also make sure that you're getting the right people looking at it who would be interested in staying in the longer term. But also you have to be aware that what you do may have no impact whatsoever because the way the market, maybe the market crashes the same day you do it. Or there's a general downtrend, and really money is not about to be invested in things, because people are scared and they see the market going down and they're waiting to see what happens, So it's a difficult one, particularly in crypto, I think, because it is such a volatile market. It goes up and goes down, and people's emotions are so heavily involved in it. And generally, if there's a downtrend, a big downtrend overall, people aren't really looking to invest, particularly in established projects, I guess, which I suppose we are now, maybe an established project because we've been around relatively long time, I suppose, certainly for BNB, small microcap projects. People may still sort of ape into brand new launches and things like that in the hope for a big pump. But many of them aren't really looking to stick around and are constantly moving for the next big thing. So yeah, we're always looking at the best way to approach marketing, I suppose, generally, and looking for the best way to invest our money so that we get a good return from it. But I think, as I said, the market conditions as they are do make it very difficult. You could probably spend a huge amount of money, and the last few weeks will have shown that it wouldn't have had any impact whatsoever. So we'll do what we can, but I think the products that we develop and the sort of links that we're trying to make with other projects and other communities, I think, is the best thing we can possibly do right now, to build brand awareness and to get more people looking at what we do. And that's what we will continue to do, whether the market's up or whether the market is down. Will PeachHub be straight in our faces in Google when we type it in, or need optimized? So obviously there's going to be an element of search engine optimization that's going to, I suppose, need to develop over time. These things do take a bit of time to develop, and we've been very successful, actually. That's one of the huge successes that we've had, is that right from the very start as a project, we've always been very aware of SEO, search engine optimization, and the importance of it. So all the work that we've done on the website, on our socials, we've been careful to try and gear it towards the same sort of keywords and things like that to try and build that SEO. And it's been very successful. There's particularly some of the articles that we have that are linked in the website are coming on the top, on the first page of certain searches and things that people do. And we will be doing our best to do that, certainly when the PeachHub comes out. But it does take a bit of time, obviously, for that to develop. But we will be working very hard to ensure that relatively quickly, the searches will come up quite high in Google, or certainly as high as we can possibly get it. So we will work on that. Let me see. Mo, hey Simon, will people using the hub be made aware of the app and vice versa within their respective platforms? So certainly users of the hub, the great thing about a web app is that obviously we don't have to worry about getting it through the likes of Apple and Google Play, because they're very restrictive on the sort of things that they allow in their apps. And that's why we've had some difficulties, I suppose, in the past about what we can and what we can't put in terms of advertising our products and the token and so on the Peachfolio app. So we'll not have those restrictions on the PeachHub. So we will absolutely be able to advertise the Peachfolio app and the token on the PeachHub, and we will do that. The Peachfolio app is a little bit more tricky. What we can do is use push notifications, which will send a little alert to every user's phone to make them aware of certain things. And certainly when the PeachHub launches, we'll be doing that. We'll continue to look at the best way, I suppose, to try and promote things within the Peachfolio app. It is difficult though, particularly because of Apple, I have to be honest. They're so particular and tricky to work with in terms of what they allow and what they don't allow. So we'll continue to sort of push that as much as we can and slowly integrate a little bit more about hopefully promoting the token and the hub. But that'll be a work in progress. But certainly from an early time within the launch of the hub, we should have links and some sort of promotion of the token and the Peachfolio app. Marky Mark, will there be exclusive features for sponsored tokens or something along this line for the PeachHub? Yeah, I mean, we are looking at different ways of doing things, I suppose, with the hub in terms of, as you say, sponsored tokens, if you want to call it that, or tokens that are highlighted, projects that are highlighted maybe more than others. In the similar way, I suppose, within the Peachfolio app, you have the promoted section and a list of sort of promoted tokens, and you also have the token of the moment and things like that. So we'll be looking to expand on things like that within the hub. And again, because we're not restricted by the likes of Apple and so on, you know, we're much more free to develop that. And that's something we will do. Now, whether that will be in the first incarnation of version 1 of the PeachHub, I'm not sure, but certainly over the coming weeks and months, that's something we will look to develop. And we'll see how that goes, but we're looking forward to it. Jay missed the preview. Well, what I'm going to do is I'll maybe put the image just as a bit of a, I suppose, a unique preview for yourselves, because we haven't actually put this out on socials yet, I don't think. Just in the first image, I suppose, of what the PeachHub's going to look like. I'll put that in now, and you can all have a quick look. And then later today, we'll put some socials out with more information of the hub and so on. So let me just get that, if I can find it on my computer. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little message here. Everyone, here is our first teaser image of how the PeachHub will look on release next week. I hope you like it. Okay, I'm going to send it now. Hopefully it'll look all right. Let's see. Yeah, that looks okay. So feel free to have a look there on the Telegram. That is, as I said, that's the first image of how the PeachHub is looking at the minute. Obviously, we're still a week away from launch, so there may be minor tweaks and changes to that. But that's probably, you know, as close as what it's going to look like next week whenever it launches. As I say, there's going to be some functionalities will not be fully implemented yet, because it is really the very first incarnation of what the PeachHub will be. But hopefully, if you've been with us for a long time, you'll know that we do update things relatively quickly, and we do take on board people's feedback and try and implement things that people would like us to do. So as I say, we're going to put some more socials out later on and have that image within it to try and promote what we're doing. Is wheel tracker week 1 or later? That's something I'm going to need to speak to the dev team about, because I'm not sure is the honest answer. I wonder, I'll just have a look and see if they're about. They're maybe not about at the minute. We'll maybe try and get a features list, maybe like a day 1 features list, I think would be helpful for everyone to see what's going to be included within it. So I'll speak to the dev team about maybe developing that, just so you'll be able to see what to expect, I suppose, on day 1. And then we'll maybe expand that a little bit to, what's coming and what sort of things you can expect over the coming weeks. Because as I said, our dev team do work very quickly. They work extremely hard. And I would expect us to have different versions and improvements coming out fairly quickly. Obviously, I can't give you a specific time frame for that, but you should know by now that we work pretty quick. So, is there anybody in the chat that wants to ask a question, or if not, that's okay. We can leave it at that for now. Nope, that's fine. Grand. Okay, well, look, thanks so much for being with me today. Really appreciate it, as always. Thanks for your support. And as I say, next week will be a really exciting week for us. And we're very, very busy. And I hope you can appreciate that. And yep, stay safe. Good luck. Don't get COVID. And fingers crossed, Bitcoin and the market starts recovering, and we don't feel so sad when we look at our charts. But anyway, good luck, everyone. I'm going to close this, and then I'll leave this open for people if they want to keep chatting.